And Nola's real excited about going to the opening. I just hope that she likes the song that I wrote for her. You see, I'm going to dedicate it to her, and so everybody knows that she's in the audience.
Floyd, could you do me a favor? Morgan's going to be having a birthday cake and some champagne.
If you're worried about me saying something and blowing the surprise, you don't have to be.
That's not what I'm worried about. I was thinking that Nola might try to join the party.
Boy, I wish I knew what happened between them. Because if I did, then at least I could try and do something to help patch things up.
Floyd, trust me, there is nothing you could do to patch things up between the three of them. So could you just try to keep Nola occupied, okay?
Okay, whatever you say.
Thanks, Floyd.
Morning, Hillary.
Oh, hi, Ed. I was hoping I'd see you. How is Bert doing?
Well, I spoke to her on the phone. Having Morgan over for dinner helps, but she's still worried to death about Hope.
Is she going to try to make it to the opening?
I tried to persuade her to come with Vanessa and me, but she wouldn't. So I talked to Steve. He's going to spend the evening with her, and that way if Mike calls, they can get in touch with us very fast.
Does she still want to fly out if Mike finds Hope and Alan?
Yeah, she's determined to be on the first flight she can get. Excuse me, Justin. Justin, Vanessa has set aside a table for you and Jackie for the opening. You're still planning on coming, aren't you?
Yes, we are. I finally talked Jackie into it. I convinced her that the best thing for her would be to go out among friends and help get this Diane Ballard case behind her.
Yeah. I spoke to Freddie. He said that Philip is doing okay.
Well, Jackie and I have been talking to him at length every night. We finally got him to admit that he's very worried about Alan and what's going to happen when Alan gets back to the States. Now, if Mike does find him, we're going to move Philip back in with us so we can be with him.
Yeah, I guess that'll be best, at least until this is settled one way or another.
Well, there's no point in speculating now, but if Alan is guilty, I don't know how Philip or anyone else close to Alan is going to get through this.
Darling, you didn't have to buy out all of Orotava on this trip.
Well, I didn't intend to, but when I found out it took nearly half a day to get down here, I thought we'd better take advantage of it.
I love our villa. I hope you don't find it too isolated.
Oh, and I adore it, and I love the view of the mountains and the stars so close you can almost reach out and touch them at night. But I do miss our family and our friends, and I thought this would be a good opportunity to get some souvenirs to bring it back to them when we decide to go back.
But you know, there's no reason in the world why we have to feel pressured into going back. We can stay as long as we like. Besides, I haven't heard any objection from Alan, Michael, or from Emily, have you?
And you won't, because they adore it, too. Alan, I wonder if we could call home from anywhere around here.
No, darling. I'm afraid that might take too long. Besides, I promised to bring you back to Puerto de la Cruz one evening soon. We'd go to the casino. We'll have ample opportunity to make all the calls we want there.
Well, I hope we hear from Grandma and Dad soon, now that they finally know how to reach us.
¿Cuándo cuesta, señor? I'm sure that one day when Wayne brings us all of our mail, you'll find several letters from them all at once. I'm just grateful that Ross and Amanda and Jennifer are in charge and obviously haven't felt the need to contact me.
Oh, thank you, Ellen. They're beautiful.
You're welcome.
Muchas gracias, señor.
Gracias.
Oh, Alan, I think this is the store I wanted to go into.
We'll continue with part 2 of The Guiding Light in a moment.
Well, have Vanessa and Henry been giving you any problems? Well, good for you, Amanda. Good for you. Oh, yes, I will. And listen, you give Jennifer our love. And we will be back late tomorrow afternoon, so we will see you then. Yes. All right. Bye-bye, Amanda. Amanda sends her love.
I take it the office is still standing.
Yes, it seems to be. I'm very proud of Amanda. It's as if she's been directing Spaulding Enterprises all her life. You know, I remember thinking one time, why a man like Alan Spaulding would give up a business empire for the love of a woman. I mean,
understand it completely now. Of course I do. I mean, that is why.
That's why what?
I tell you, when we get back from our hike,
Why do you do this to me?
pay you back for dragging me through the woods.
You're gonna love it.
Yeah, the only thing I love now is you, but, well, I can't really put it into words, but
But you're gonna tell me all about it when we come back from our hike, right?
Maybe I will, and maybe I won't. Come on, Tiger. Let's get this over with.
I'm coming. Wait, Ross, come on! Okay, Mr. McCord, I finished with the things I had to do, and I'm ready to go shopping if you don't mind.
Fine. I'll give you some more money.
You know, I don't know why when you went away the other day that I thought you got one of those faraway places, because you couldn't have, because you got back so quickly.
Well, I may not be as quick to return next time. This should be enough.
Thanks. 1, 2, 3. No, I just wonder, is there anything in the newspaper about them solving the murder?
No, but I'm not surprised. The police often ignore the obvious and... Oh, never mind. What does my opinion matter anyway? I don't know the people involved.
Yeah, but you know a lot about murders. I mean, you've read enough books about them.
Every murder case is different, Nola. It all depends on the personalities involved.
Yeah, but what about the personality of Alan Spaulding? Is he guilty?
I'll reserve my judgment for when he's found and brought back to Springfield for questioning.
Well, that probably won't be too long, you know, because I know Mike Bauer pretty well, and once he puts his mind to it, he doesn't stop until he does it.
And from what I read about Alan Spaulding, he does the same thing.
Yeah. Well, I better not let the driver wait any longer. See you later.
Bye.
Would you care for some more coffee, Mr. McCord?
No, thank you, Mrs. Renfield. I'll just finish this article, and then I'll get the Dobermans and take them on a much-needed run.
Oh, yes. Soon it will be too cold and icy to do things like that.
I keep forgetting what winter's like in this part of the world. It's been so long.
But we'll keep busy, Mr. McCord. And Nola will be in the last weeks of her pregnancy then.
Yes. And these weeks and months are very important to us, Mrs. Renfield. And I'm depending on you, as always, to make sure that things run smoothly.
I'll do my best. But Nola's not like the others. She's a very curious young woman. We may end up regretting that we ever started.
If Nola's curious, it's up to us to be more cautious.
Of course.
It may also help us to remind her about what curiosity did to the cat.
The cat?
Well, it killed it. Isn't that how the old saying goes? I'll be back later.
You going over to Copper Lantern to have lunch with Tony?
No, not today.
Oh, good. That'll be more for me.
What?
Relax. I'm not going to have lunch with Tony. Derek's working over there, so I'm going to join him for lunch.
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning,
I
Vanessa.
have some very exciting news.
Oh.
We have renamed the Copper Lantern. It's no more the Copper Lantern. It's now the Hideout. What do you think?
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Sounds
Good.
great. Oh, you're here to see Dr. McIntyre. She's running behind schedule.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's okay. Between all the excitement over renaming the restaurant and everything that's going on at the office, I could use a little rest. Do you know if Ed is in his office? I'm going to go down and say hello to him.
Oh, he should be. I think he's got Justin in there.
Oh, good. Kelly.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I want to talk to you about the rehearsal Tony has scheduled for you with the orchestra and the 2 young women who are going to be working with you. It's at 8 o'clock tonight.
Tonight? Oh, Vanessa, I don't know what time I'm going to get off. I'm probably going to have to work late. Like I told you, I'm probably going to have to work late tomorrow night,
Don't
too.
worry. I'm going to arrange everything with Ed.
Well, I really wish you wouldn't do that. When it worked out for me to do my clerkship here, Ed told me that there would be no special favors, and I agreed.
Kelly, it's as much a favor to me and the restaurant as it is for you.
Well, thanks, Vanessa, but I wouldn't even let Morgan say anything to him, so I just really...
All right. There's Ed.
No, you're not going to... You're not going to... Great, thanks. Anyway, I'm really worried. I don't know. I just found out that Jackie and Justin are going tomorrow night, which means I'm probably going to have to work late.
How late?
Well, I don't know. But I'm really... I don't want to really say anything to Morgan because I'm just going to be so disappointed.
Yeah, well, why don't you just not say anything to her until you know for sure?
Yeah.
Katie, I'd like to speak to Floyd. Do you know where he is? He's busy right now. I'd be glad to take a message to him for you if you'd like. Well, I really need to talk to him personally because I need to find out what time he's going to pick me up and where and when and all those things. All those things keep him at your beck and call 24 hours a day, don't they, Nola? I don't see Floyd that often. Doesn't matter. He thinks about you all the time. This responsibility he's got to your baby. It's not fair. He asked me. I didn't ask him. What do you think he's supposed to do? He's so hung up on you, he doesn't see any other girl. And don't tell me that's Floyd's problem. All you'd have to do is say no, just once. He'd get you out of his life for good.
Well, there's nothing that we can do about tomorrow night, so I guess you just have to put up with me.
You said it, I didn't. Dr. McIntyre free? No. She's all booked up.
Well, would you mind calling her up and seeing if she can fit me in, because I'm in town for the day, and I'd really like to see her.
As far as I can tell, Daddy is following your diet. He's doing his exercises, but he's not going to be released of the stress and tension until this legal work that Mike is working on with him is settled. And with Mike away...
Well, while Mike's away, you can be a great help by dropping the subject altogether instead of constantly trying to get Henry to talk about it.
Well, I'm trying very hard, but as Ed will tell you, I abhor secrecy of any kind, unless it's for a good reason, such as Kelly's birthday.
I was wondering when you were going to get around to that.
Well, I have to. Morgan's going to be very disappointed if you don't let him get off early tomorrow night.
Justin's his boss.
Well, I'm trying my best, Ed, to get him out at a decent hour. Now, if an emergency comes up, of course he's going to...
Vanessa, Dr. McIntyre, I'll see you now.
Thank you. Would you please stop by the restaurant after you leave here tonight? I'm going to need all the moral support I can get.
Yes, sure. Unless I get a call from Mike. I mean, if he calls and says he's found Hope and Alan, then changes everything.
Yes,
right?
yes. For me, too, unfortunately. Anyway, I got to go see Sarah. Bye. Thank you.
Come help me choose.
Buy them both.
I should have known that would be your solution. Llevo los dos, por favor.
Oh, sí. Con mucho gusto, señora.
Gracias. Gracias. Alan, while this is being wrapped, do you think we could go find a telephone somewhere and call home and talk to Grandma or Dad?
Look, not really, darling, because I know Wayne's going to be anxious to leave. He wants to get over the mountains before it's dark.
All right, sweetheart, but next time you've got to promise me we'll call home.
I promise it'll be first thing.
Oh, Alan, look at this. Wouldn't that be cute for Alan Michael?
Yes, it probably would. So why don't you give it to the clerk and she can wrap it up with the other things?
Okay, but come make sure you really like it. Tony, listen, when Josh gets here, would you tell him that Vanessa and I are in the main dining room? We're going to be going over the proofs for the ads with our new names in them.
Yeah, sure. I thought he wasn't coming back until after work, though.
Well, he wasn't going to, but I put out an SOS, and he promised he'd come by during his lunch hour.
On lunch? Well, listen, I'll go tell the chef. Make sure you get something to eat.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you.
Derek. Derek, darling, if you're finished, would you please help Trish and I look over these proofs to make sure we didn't miss anything?
Certainly. Sorry.
Yeah, listen, if I'm going when you get back, I'll just talk to you later, okay?
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll try not to be too long.
Okay.
Well, ready?
Okay. Thank you.
May I freshen your cup, madam?
Oh, practicing for the big opening, huh?
Yeah, well, if pouring coffee was my whole act, I wouldn't have to worry.
Oh, relax. You don't have a thing to worry about.
What makes you so sure?
Because you care. It's a sure sign you'll succeed.
You see, there's another sign you're forgetting about. The one that says that boys from 7th Street aren't supposed to cross over the tracks and make it in the big leagues.
Derek's from 7th Street. That didn't stop him from becoming a lawyer.
Well, maybe not, but Derek got straight A's in high school, and he went on to college, too.
So maybe you didn't go to college. You still have a lot in common with Derek. You both want the best out of life. I mean, you want a better life than the way you were raised. Now, Derek went to college, and he's doing it his way. Well, you're just getting it another way. That doesn't make his way right and yours wrong. Well, do you agree or don't you?
Yeah, actually, I can't tell you how much it means to hear you say that.
Good. Well, I meant every word of it.
That's nice.
Well, I'm afraid the books are going to take a little longer than I thought.
Well, that's okay. I should be going back to the hospital anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you for lunch, inviting me over here.
Well, thanks for coming over. Huh?
Sure. Yeah. Tony, thanks for the coffee.
Oh, thanks for the talk.
Oh, anytime.
Let me walk you out.